Hello YouTube, this is World of War Black Ops Pro, and today I'm going to make a video about my thoughts on Advanced Warfare, because the game's been out for nearly 2 weeks, and I just want to kind of share my thoughts about this game. And guys, like, this game, I feel it kind of is a letdown, kind of a disappointment, and I've actually given the game a chance, guys. Like, some people, when they get a Call of Duty game, or pretty much anything for that matter, sometimes they won't always give it a chance, and they'll start hating on it at, like, the minute they get it, but no, I've actually given it a chance, and there were a lot of problems with Advanced Warfare, and I'm going to kind of get into that. So anyway, here you see I'm just kind of playing an uplink, and there's a bunch of problems with uplink itself, but I'm going to go more into Advanced Warfare as a whole, because this game, there's a lot of things wrong with this game. Like, I was actually one of those people who thought this game was going to be one of the funnest Call of Duties to play. Like, before Advanced Warfare came out in some of my Black Ops 2 videos, I said how Advanced Warfare is probably going to be a very good pub stomping game and just fun overall. Good for camping, good for pretty much anything. But guys, unfortunately, those predictions did not turn into reality, unfortunately. And there are several reasons for that. So, let me get into one thing that's kind of unrelated, but remember how I said there was going to be a camping revolution in this game? Well, unfortunately there really wasn't. Because this game is not really built around shield use, because I can use shields effectively in this game, but it's just not as effective as it was in Black Ops 2. The window's too high, when you're crouched you can't quite see out of it that well. Sometimes it's just harder to use, and the shield isn't as good as it was in Black Ops 2. And there's a few other things why this game is not that pub stomping game, or that really fun game that everyone wants to play in. One of those is the killstreaks, and I'll get more into the killstreaks later, but the killstreaks, I don't even know what they were thinking. I mean, a lot of people complain about the ghost killstreaks, but the ghost killstreaks are honestly better than the killstreaks in this game. For example, I was playing on Active Survival yesterday, and I was using the Goliath killstreak. And what I realized was, not only does the thing have really low health, because once you got shot a few times you lose like half your health, but also the health goes down periodically, so essentially you're on a time limit, and that's just stupid. I don't know why Sledgehammer put that in. In Ghost, you probably had a similar amount of health, but there was no time limit thing. So I really don't know. I really don't know what Sledgehammer was thinking. They probably weren't. Probably half the stuff in this game, when they were making it, they really weren't thinking about the repercussions of changing certain things to cater to certain people. And when I'm talking about certain people, I'm talking about people like MLG. Because I did a little bit of research, and what I've found, like basically what I've found, I've concluded that the kill streaks were nerfed because of MLG, because they were trying to cater to MLG, and what happens when that happens is they start listening to them way too much, and then people in MLG, like, they don't like kill streaks because they like gun on gun. They don't want you to get 10 kills and then get a chopper gunner and then kill them 10 times. They don't want that. I can understand why, because I mean, well, let's face it, no one likes getting killed by a kill streak, but when you nerf kill streaks like that, you affect a lot of other things in Call of Duty, especially the fun factor and the replay value.
Our team has the satellite.
Now, Black Ops 2 also catered pretty heavily to MLG. If you guys don't remember, the Pick 10 system. Let's look into some of the perks and attachments. Now the perks like Ghost, like, yeah, I'm sure MLG doesn't like campers, so that's why they did that. But that's not necessarily MLG. That could have been the community thing, because a lot of the community doesn't like campers. But if we go more to the attachments, we can see things like, let's go into like grip. Grip in Black Ops 2 is almost useless. It only adds 2% center speed to any gun you're using, except SMGs. It only adds 1.5%, which is nothing, and that's a lot less than the Ghost one. And the Advanced Warfare grip is actually a lot better. But in that game, apparently the reason why they nerfed the grip so badly is because they wanted to balance it with other attachments, and that just seems like something MLG, seems to me to have MLG written all over it, and I don't know why they actually listen to that. Basically, groups like MLG and plans like FaZe and OpTiC, they're basically interest groups, and the more the Call of Duty continues to listen to interest groups like that, the worse it's gonna get, the more downhill the game's going to go. I mean, it seems like it's been going that way for a while now. I mean, let's go Black Ops 1, when they nerfed quickscoping, basically making it not a viable tactic at all in public matches. And so you can go to private match and quickscope, but it actually took skill, and I'm pretty sure that clans like OpTiC and FaZe complained about that, and then in Modern Warfare 3 they made it really easy, and Black Ops 2 is really easy because they're catering to those types of players. And when they do that, when they try to cater to everyone, it doesn't work. It never works. It never has worked, never will work to cater to everyone. I mean, you can't please everyone, because when you try to please one person, you're gonna displease another. You try to please quickscopers, you're gonna displease half the community. So yeah, that's why they really shouldn't listen to that and just go for quality rather than trying to appease all these other groups, because most people aren't in MLG, and a lot of people who play this game are casuals. So I don't know why we have to get sort of like these esport things in public matches, because I don't have any interest in playing MLG or doing anything like that. So why did you do that? Because I understand that MLG, they want to ban certain things. They want to ban half the maps. They want to ban half the guns and attachments and things like that. But you don't have to make a change that applies to every single playlist. Like, just do ranked. Make MLG rules, esports rules. Just do that. Like, have your own little playlist where you can do whatever you want. Like, but don't touch the killstreaks. Don't touch the attachments. Don't touch the weapons. Don't touch anything like that, because once you do that, the game just becomes catered to MLG, centered around MLG. It's just not good. In Black Ops 2, I would argue it was less catered to MLG, but this game I would say it's about the same. Actually, now that I think of it, it's about the same, because they brought up a few things back that I don't think were very popular with the community at all. Like, for example, Domination is split in 2 rounds in this game, and I don't know why they do that. Probably to prevent spawn trapping and make it more fair, because so you don't get that advantage of spawning on one side. I mean, that's probably what the idea of what Black Ops 2 did, was to split Domination into 2 rounds, which completely destroys the flow of the game. But they just brought this back. Now, I'm not sure if they were trying to cater to MLG there, or they were being lazy and just copying the code from Black Ops 2. I'm not really sure. It's probably maybe a combination of both. But that's kind of... They're obviously not listening to the community when they do things like that, and I really don't know what to say about that. Really don't. I mean, Sledgehammer, you should have listened to the community there. I mean, the only good thing about having Domination split into 2 rounds is that my ammo gets resupplied. But that's really only important when I don't have Scavenger on. So I mean, that's one good thing, but the problem with that is Domination doesn't last the full. It doesn't go to the score limit anymore. A lot of times it doesn't. It just stops at 10 minutes. A lot of times it just doesn't go past maybe like 160. Like, if it's a competitive game, the score doesn't go past that. And one thing that tells you that Domination's meant for longer time periods. Like, you're supposed to have a longer amount of time to play that game. But also, it really does destroy the flow of the game. So I really wish they'd take that out, but that's probably not going to happen, because that's probably a major change. And Sledgehammer, they're kind of lazy. I have a feeling they're going to be pretty lazy with this game. Now another thing, guys. The maps. The maps, to me, they're not great, but some of them are okay to play, but they're just not good. There's not really anything fun about them. I don't like, honestly, I like the ghost maps better than these maps, because the ghost maps, like, At least I could camp at least I could camp those. So here I just pick up the same ball thing, and
We're winning this fight.
yeah,
You have the satellite.
I mean, the maps, they're okay. Yeah, I don't really. They just don't seem like that fun. Like, sure they add a few elements of verticality here and there. Like, okay, you can jump on top of this, you can jump on top of that. Okay, that's cool and all, but they don't have any of those like good maps like that. The fan favorite maps. Like, remember from Black Ops 1, there was a lot of fan favorite maps in that game, like Nuketown, Summit, Firing Range. And unfortunately, they don't have maps like that anymore. And none of the recent Call of Duties. And maybe in a Ghost it was Strike Zone, but that was probably because that was the smallest map in the game, and that's what people wanted to play. But there was a lot of problems with that map, and maybe in Black Ops 2 it was hijacked. But there's nothing that was like great. There's nothing that's been really good, and these maps just seem kind of boring, honestly.
Well done, Sentinel.
I mean, in some ways they play better than Ghost maps, but in other ways they don't. Now, guys, let's get back to the kill streaks, because I have some kill streak footage, and oh no, this is kind of ridiculous here. Look, get a sentry gun, and then guess what, guys? I place it, and then pretty much almost immediately later, guess what happens, guys? Guess what happens?
Satellite dropped.
Oh, it blows up. That's a pretty worthless score streak, guys. Sentry gun that cost me 800 points, which is basically 16 kills, because I mean, think about it. You get 50 points per kill in objective game mode, and if it streak costs, so the base streak costs 600, but a remote turret is pretty useless. I don't know whose idea in Sledgehammer was to bring the remote turret back, because Modern Warfare 3 that thing didn't work. No one wanted to use it. No one wants to control that thing. So whoever idea was to bring that back, terrible idea. I don't know what you're thinking, but fortunately you can upgrade to a sentry gun, but that's 200 extra points. That's 800 points. That's 4 extra kills. So honestly, these score streaks need to be buffed. Look in the Warbird, I got a decent Warbird there, but still nothing compared to the older streaks. What needs to happen is there needs to be you need to get 100 points. The base amount of points you get per kill needs to be 100. The streaks need to be buffed to what they were in other games. For example, no score streak like controllable one should be less than 50 seconds. Some of them in the game were like 35, and then that's way too small of a time. I don't know what they were thinking. And look, I think that the setup I'm running with the Paladin right now is a 1600 points. 1600 points is like 125 millimeter, then you have the regular thing, and then you have the sleight of hand, and you have extra time. And that is like, it's basically the same as an AC-130 from Modern Warfare 2, but it just costs a lot more. So I really don't know what Sledgehammer was thinking. I honestly don't. That's what they need to do. They need to buff the streaks, because without the streaks, this game's not gonna have that fun factor in. Guys, I honestly feel like just going back to Black Ops 2. Like, I got on Black Ops 2 earlier today, and the first game on, I went like 80-8, and that's pretty good. I got into Nuketown game and just pulled up my target finder LMG with my shield, and that's what I got. I also played some free for all, trolling in that with my shield and Guardians and sentry guns, and I did pretty well in that too. But in this game, it just seems boring. I don't know what's about it. That just seems boring. I mean, maybe this is why people thought Ghost was boring. Like, I couldn't see why people thought Ghost was boring. I actually liked Ghost. It's probably one of the few people who like Ghost, but in this game, I don't know what's boring about it. I mean, a lot of people who I know seem not to like this game, because there's a lot of problems with it. I mean, there's a lag, there's the gun balance. I mean, let's talk about the gun balance right now. So the gun balance is pretty bad, I'm gonna say. Everyone's using the bow. Everyone is using the bow. If you're not using the bow, you're kind of screwed. But the problem is, I can use the bow, but I don't want to use the bow because it doesn't really. I don't really like it. I just don't really like how it handles, how it feels. I like the AK-12, but the AK-12 is a 4-hit kill at close range,
Enemy UAV
which
above.
is completely underpowered. I don't understand why why they basically nerfed assault rifles again, made them really weak. I don't know why they did that.
Enemy
That
taking
shouldn't
Bravo.
happen, but they did.
We've lost control. We
So
lost B.
oftentimes when I'm trying to run my AK, it doesn't work out well.
Charlie
So
secure.
I mean, I try to use it, and a lot of times it doesn't work. So
Friendly
I don't
UAV
know. And then
above.
in the LMG category, the Pytake isn't great. It has very high recoil the first 10 shots. It has no recoil the remaining shots of your burst, but but the first 10 shots, like that's what you need, those 10 shots to get you your first kill. You don't want to wait until you don't have to wait for you to first fire 10 bullets before you can start killing someone. So that gun's bad. And then we got the melee, and the melee is unlocked later, but it's better, but it's still not great. It's not like the MK from Black Ops 2. The MK from Black Ops 2 is a pretty good gun. So
Securing
they
Bravo.
basically messed up the balancing again. Once again, they messed with the balancing, and that's just made the game like
System hack. Enemy HUDs have been
just
Bravo
bad
secure.
and not fun in my opinion. Because I want to play a certain way, and the game's not letting me play that way. Now see,
Losing C.
now I mean, the battle problem in this game is even worse than the MP40 problem in World at
All
War.
HUDs have been disabled.
Because in World at War, you saw some weapon variety because MP40 could not fill every role. It worked as a submachine gun, and although I would argue it's overpowered, it's not nearly as good at long range as something like a sniper rifle would be, or a regular rifle, or something like that, or an LMG in that game. But in this game, assault rifles basically fill all the roles that you need. You don't need, if you have an assault rifle, you can get them up close, you get them at medium range, you get them at long
Enemy
range.
has Bravo.
And given that the BAL is probably one of the most overpowered assault rifles in the assault rifle class, it can pretty much do anything at any range, and there's really no downsides to it.
Securing B.
So that's why everyone is using it. Literally the most overused gun probably in Call of Duty history. They've got to do something about the BAL, or just why don't you just nerf or buff the other assault rifles like the AK? I really want the AK to be buffed because, okay, so sure, one of its strengths is mobility, but I'm not a rusher. I'm a camper, so why mobility has nothing really is not that important to me. I'd rather have a little bit of increased damage. I think that'd be fair. Because it is supposed to be an AK weapon, it's not supposed to be a pea shooter.
Losing Alpha. We're losing.
So guys,
Alpha. Enemy
I think
has
I'm gonna
Alpha.
go into glitches now because, as you can see, I got stuck in a glitch, so I'm underneath the ground. So I think it's a pretty good time to talk about
Enemy
glitches.
UAV
And
online.
the glitches in this game,
Securing Charlie.
they used to be fun, but now sometimes they're getting annoying, a little bit annoying, because everybody knows where they are, everybody knows how to get into them now, and it's only a matter of time before they patch them. And the glitches for me was one of the few things that actually gave me enjoyment into this game because before I started glitching and doing some of the glitches,
Losing A.
this game wasn't that
Securing
that
C.
fun really because the lack of the fun factor, because this game is harder than the other Call of Duties.
C secure.
It does rely more on skill, I'd say, but it's hard to get any type of streak.
A
I
secure.
mean, it's basically impossible to get a DNA
Losing
bomb
C.
on. It's impossible to get a DNA bomb on a public match that's not infected. So I mean, I don't know what Sledgehammer's thinking, because basically bare bones. Yeah, I don't really know why people are complaining about the ghost streaks, because these streaks are definitely the worst in Call of Duty history.
Domination.
Now, there were some bad ghost streaks, like for example, like the SATCOM. I mean, that was bad.
Capture and defend
That
the
was
flag.
pretty much useless.
Securing C.
And let's see what else was bad in ghosts.
C secure.
There's a lot of things, but
Enemy
gee,
broken in
let me think about something from this game, because we already went to the Juggernaut, and wow, that was bad. But Let's go with the recon drone. Did anybody seriously want to use the recon drone in Modern Warfare 3?
Enemy has B.
I mean, sometimes I think they just copied and pasted this game.
Charlie.
They just copied and pasted the games Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 3, and Ghost, and just took that and put it in this game, because this game does not look like it took 3 years to make. It honestly doesn't. So, I mean, I'm just not having fun at the moment. I mean, hopefully they patch some of this stuff. Hopefully they buff the kill streaks. They do some other stuff, like they fix the gun balance. They change the scoring system. Because unless they do that, this game just there's no replay value. There's no fun in it for me. I don't see anything. And it guys, let me go to another thing, to another topic here, because I can also go into other things like campaign. Like the campaign is decent. I haven't actually played it myself, but I looked it up online and it looks decent. Like, but I mean, a lot of people do buy a Call of Duty for campaign, but a lot of people buy it for multiplayer. So I do think they should have put more of their time into multiplayer. But the campaign also kind of looks unrealistic because it only takes place in 40 years in the future, and there's all this exo cloaking technology and exo suits and all this other stuff, and that's just unrealistic. It's like, I was looking around a description of Advanced Warfare once, and it was like, Advanced Warfare takes place in a plausible future, and it's like, no, it does not. I could tell it doesn't. That's kind of, and this guy's a setting for Call of Duty, like the theme, it does make a difference. Like, I think people are getting tired of this futuristic stuff, so I really hope the next Call of Duty goes to World War II or something like that, something more realistic. And I think that'd be good, because I hope they don't go to the exosuits again, because the exosuits are just flawed. I don't really like the exosuits. They're too rusher friendly for one thing. Second of all, they add way too much verticality to this game, which can be good, I mean, for camping. But then again, if you want to move around at all, you get to look not only have to check your corners, you have to check the rooftops, and that just gets annoying sometimes. Now, let's go to Exo Survival, because Exo Survival, I was playing it the other day, like I said, and it's basically just copy and paste from Modern Warfare 3. I don't know why. Well, I don't even know why they even bothered to put it in, because no one buys this game. No one's gonna buy this game for Exo Survival. Let's be honest. So I mean, I played it once and I just got bored of it. I was like, okay, this is worse than Modern Warfare 3 Survival, because I don't like when my enemies have exosuits. I don't like when I can get up to a building and then like this enemy can just jump up and get me. I don't like that feeling. I'd rather just everything be on the ground. So I hope for Treyarch's next game, I hope everything stays to the ground. Treyarch, if you're watching this, definitely keep everything on the ground. I think your game would do much better. And guys, I don't think Advanced Warfare is doing very well anyway, because let's think about it. The pre-orders were down, I think, about 40% compared to Ghost, and that's pretty significant. And not only that, but they took the playlist population counter off. And that is a marketing strategy, guys, because what they're trying to do is they're trying to just not discourage people from buying this game because they see low players in the playlist. I can understand why they're doing that, but that's just a sign that saying that this game's not doing very well. And I think this game's gonna be a flop, guys. I don't think you should buy the DLC if you already bought this game, and if you already bought this game, maybe think twice about buying this game, reconsider it, because you may or may not like it. Anyway, guys, I'm probably just gonna stay on Black Ops 2 because I can get much better gameplays. It's much more fun to play. There are less problems in Black Ops 2 than there are in this game. I mean, sure, there's quickscopers and shotguns in that game, and there's not really too many snipers or too many shotguns in this game, but the problems in Advanced Warfare seem to outweigh the benefits in many cases, and plus it's just not that fun to play. I mean, many of you guys, I mean, Ghost was a pretty solid game, but a lot of people didn't think it was fun to play, and that's kind of the same way with this, but except this game has a lot more problems than Ghost ever had. And people still camp, and I'm not complaining about that, but people thought this was going to be a rusher's game, but apparently not. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the commentary, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and guys, I may eventually come back to Advanced Warfare, but hopefully they patch things first so I can actually have fun while doing it. So Anyway, guys, I'm probably gonna stay to Black Ops 2 mainly. There's a lot of things I can do in that game. Shielding's better in that game. A lot of things are just better in that game. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and this has been World at War.